Welcome back to Mummies Make Ripples, where we dive into the beautiful chaos of raising emotionally healthy kids. I'm Steph Esbach, your host, and today we're talking about how specific family moments shape your kids' lives and their worldviews in unexpected ways. Let's just recap from our previous episode. There we explored how your hidden memories influence your parenting style as well as shaping your kids' future. We met the hippocampus, or your memory keeper, and the amygdala, your emotional ripple maker. You discovered how emotional memories impact your reactions and create ripples in your children's lives. If you missed that episode, please be sure to catch it up. Today, we're diving into two family moments that can create very big ripples in our kids' lives. But let me start with a cute little story. I'm going to tell it from a baby's perspective. Let me tell you about the greatest adventure I've been on, the day I made my big entrance into the world. So, first things first, I was all snug and cozy in my mum's tummy, living the good life. It was dark in there, but a comfy kind of dark, like being wrapped up in the snuggliest blanket ever. I could hear my mum's heartbeat, and every now and then I'd catch the sound of her voice singing or chatting with my dad. Life was sweet as can be. But one day, things started to change. I felt this gentle squeeze, like a big hug. And I knew it was time for my grand adventure to begin. I started to move, and it was a bit of a tight squeeze, but hey, I'm a brave little explorer. After some wiggling and squirming, I finally saw a glimmer of light. With one last big push, I burst into the world. Talk about exciting! Everything was so new and different. The big lights, the loud noises, and the cool air on my skin. It was a lot to take in. I couldn't help but let out a cry to say, "Hey world, I'm here, but this is all so new and a bit scary." But you know what? Right away, I felt the comforting touch of my mummy's hands. She held me close and her voice was so smoothing, like a warm hug that made everything feel just right, even in this new strange place. I snuggled up against Mummy's chest and I could hear her heartbeat again, making me feel safe and loved. Mummy's eyes were filled with tears of joy and she smiled at me with so much love. And Daddy, he was right there too, looking so proud and marveling at how perfect I was. I felt their warmth and knew that I was surrounded by love. After all that excitement, I got a little tired and dozed off to sleep, feeling so cozy and safe in the arms of my loving family. And that is the story of how I made my grand entrance into this big, bright world. So, in the perfect scenario, the story will then end with, "And then they lived happily ever after." Sounds dreamy, right? But let's be real. Life is a bit more complicated than that. Once the initial oohs and ahs are over, real life kicks in. In an ideal world, happy parents raise happy kids. But as I often said, broken parents raise broken kids. But today we are going to talk about two family situations that can make things very tough for our kids. You might relate to some of them from your own experience. So the goal is to help you spot the things to avoid. Remember, every single day, everything you do, everything you say creates ripples in your kids' lives. And here is the awesome truth. You have the power to make those ripples positive or negative. It's all up to you. So let's jump into the very first one. Actually, it is a very sad reality for many kids today, and that is being raised in a household where substance abuse was present. Do you know what I'm talking about? If you grew up in a home where parents struggled with alcohol or drug abuse, you know how tough it could be. And if you didn't, just imagine what it would have felt for a kid to live in that scary, chaotic environment. It is a big deal, and it can really mess with their emotions and their headspace for life. For these kids, growing up feeling all anxious and unsure about trusting others is very common. Let's face it, this kind of environment can shape their future in ways that we cannot even imagine. To live in such an environment can cause some very serious emotional scars and some very haunting memories. They might always feel a bit scared, just waiting for the next crisis, and that fear can stick with them into adulthood, making it hard to form healthy relationships and feel secure. It leaves these kids with some very deep emotional wounds, and these wounds steal their happiness and their confidence. They struggle with low self-esteem. They may feel depressed or anxious. Bad memories can keep popping up and making it tough to move forward and to trust others. This is tough stuff. I've seen many grown-ups in counseling situations, and let me tell you one thing, they suffer because of what happened in their childhood. Let's talk about how to break this cycle and how to spread some positive vibes in your kids' lives instead. Well, first things first, create that safe and comfortable place for your kids. If you're perhaps dealing with a situation where you are having an addicted spouse, please don't be afraid to seek help. There are people that can give you and your kids the tools and the support that you need to heal and to live life. The second one is talk openly with your kids and encourage them to share their feelings. You know, these kids don't have any place to tell people how they feel. So listen to them without judgment and let them know that their feelings are important. You can build a strong support network with your friends or your family. This is very, very important because the more love and the more stability they experience, the better for them. And then next, educate yourself about trauma as well as its effects. You know, knowledge is power. You can check out the Mummies Make Ripples podcast for some great info. Wink, wink. Another thing you can do is to get your kids involved in some positive activities like sports or arts or community service, because these things can really help them to boost their self-esteem and their toughness. And don't forget about taking care of yourself. Your emotional, your physical well-being is just as important. When you are happy, when you are healthy, you are better equipped to support your kids. And remember, you are their role model. So try to be the best role model that you can be. Show your kids how to handle stress. Show them how to handle emotions and do it in a healthy way. When they see how you handle your problems, they will follow you. So if you don't handle your emotions in a healthy way, they won't. So educate yourself so that you can know how to deal with these things. Remember, every little step you take makes a very big difference in your kids' lives. You're not just breaking a cycle, but you are building a brighter, happier future for your family. And Mummy, you've got this. Up to this stage, you've done the best you could. And congratulations for that. But from here on forward, you can grow and you can get even better. You are a victorious person. You can do this. If I can give you some very, very good advice, make sure that you are showering your kids with love. Shower them with love. Shower them with support every chance that you get. Believe me, they grow up very quickly, and before you know, they are out of the house. So the first family moment that can create very big and negative ripples is being raised in a household where substance abuse was present. The second ripple maker is to neglect your kids' emotional needs or not giving them enough affection or attention. It is very important that you will realize this, that your kids need lots and lots and lots of love and attention. Just imagine yourself coming home from school all excited about your wonderful day, and there's nobody that you can share this with. No warm smiles, no hugs, no kind words. That is terrible. And something like this can really burn a child out. Let's talk about the effect that the lack of attention can have in their behavior. You see, when children don't get enough love or attention, they can start acting withdrawn, or they become so quiet. You might notice them. They are so shy. They're not sure how to connect with others. The reason is because they are not used to affection at home. Sometimes they might even start seeking attention in not so great ways. Even negative attention, like getting yelled at, can feel better than being ignored. And that is why your kids often suddenly just start behaving differently, because they need that attention, and if they don't get it in a healthy way, they will make sure that they get it anyway. On the other hand, some kids might try to do everything on their own because they don't expect support from anyone. At school, they might find it hard to concentrate, or they don't make friends because they feel neglected, they feel unloved. And this can affect how they grow emotionally. This can affect their ability to have healthy relationships later on in life. These kids often fall victim to bullies, or they even become parts of gangs or negative groups just because there they feel loved, they feel accepted. So you can see it's really important to remember that these behaviors can stem from a tough family situation. So if you notice any of this happening, reach out for help and support. This is the best thing to do. And once again, Mommy, you've got this. Once you know that something is not right, you can change it. Maybe you are acting out of your own pain of neglect, your own pain of rejection, but you can stop that cycle right now. You can make the decision and say, from this moment forward, I'm breaking this negative cycle in my life. I'm not going to do this to my kid. I'm going to set my kid free to live a life filled with love and acceptance, and a life of warmth and hugs and cuddles. Man, just do it. You can do it. Believe me, you can do it. Once you've grown out of your own pain, once you started to see things differently, you can start to raise your kids to be whole, to be healthy, to be happy. It is in you. You can do this. So the question is, why would mums neglect their kids' emotional needs? Why won't they give them the affection they need so desperately? Let me share with you a couple of reasons. But first of all, Mummy, remember, I think we all want to be superstars in our kids' lives. Isn't that so? But sometimes we might miss the mark, especially when it comes to their emotional needs. And here are some reasons why this could happen. First of all, it is like a chain reaction. If you didn't grow up in a super lovey-dovey, openly emotional family, it might be very tough to break free from that pattern yourself. So you'll have to work extra hard to show your kids some serious love. It doesn't come easily, but let me tell you, it is possible. Next up, dealing with your own stuff. If you are battling your own emotional roller coaster because of pain or situations, it is hard to be your sparkly best for your kids. Stress or sadness or stuff from the past can really make you feel stuck on a different planet, and you don't even realize that your kids need you. Or you can just be in the dark about what they really want and what they really need. You know, sometimes we think providing the basics like food or clothes is enough. But they need our special brand of emotional magic too. Also, you may not always be ready to read the signs. Sometimes you might be giving your kids extra space when they really need a big bear hug. Or you might be full of advice when all they want is for you to listen. And let's not forget about the never-ending game of juggling. Work, choice, just trying to hang on to your sanity. Don't you sometimes feel like you're just crumbling into a zillion pieces? Then it is so easy to miss your kids' emotional needs. But go easy on yourself. As I said, you're doing the best you can, and from here on, you are even going to do it better. And that is something to be proud of. So the next important question is, how can you turn this around? How can you create positive ripples instead? First of all, take care of yourself. Take care of your own feelings, your own emotions. Take care of that emotional hurt that you are carrying in your heart. I really believe that it is time for you to get healing from your past pain and your emotions that are still haunting you, those memories that are still running after you like a little dog, barking all the way. Then, make sure that you know how to listen to your kids and make sure that you can validate their feelings. Imagine you just come and you give them a giant emotional high five. Let them know that it is okay to feel what they feel, but also help them to feel how they should feel, loved and accepted. It is very important that you will learn how to encourage heart-to-heart chats. Let your kids talk about what's on their mind, whether it's exciting, whether it's upsetting, and show them how to express emotions in a positive way. Remember, you are their role model. They look at you and they follow what you show them. So talk to them. I often used to take my kids and say to them, okay, now we're going to talk deep things, and then we would go lie there on the bed and then we start talking those deep things. And it is important that you will learn how to do that with your kids. And please don't forget to be present. Remember, I said previously, the only thing that you've got is the now moment. Be present in every now moment. Spend that quality time with your kids. Give them all your attention. Give them all your love. Please, mommy, put away those distractions. Put it away. Focus on making special memories together. Very, very soon, they are grown up, they are out of the house, and all you will have left are the memories and the photos against the wall. So you can try this advice. You can turn things around. You can create a super supportive and a super loving environment for your kids. You can do it. You must just start. So, mommy, my encouragement to you this morning is to start making those positive waves. Every little ripple counts. So let's just wrap up everything. We dove into how growing up in rough family situations, like dealing with substance abuse, can really mess a kid's feelings and influence their future relationships. But we didn't just focus on the tough stuff, we also shared some awesome advice on how you can create positive vibes in your kids' lives. We also talked about how crucial it is for kids to get tons of love and emotional support. When they don't, it can make them feel pretty lonely and disconnected, which can lead to all sorts of challenges. We delved into why parents might find it tough to show enough affection and how understanding as well as supporting your kids emotionally can create positive ripples that seriously impact their well-being. Now here's your mission. Should you choose to accept it, please subscribe to Mummies Make Ripples for more heartwarming tips and insights. Follow us on YouTube and don't forget to share this podcast on your social media. Let us spread the love and create a community of support. If you've got any questions or comments, please drop them below. I love to hear from you. And until next time, keep smiling, keep loving, and keep making those positive ripples. This is Steph Esbach signing off.